Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Card Craft. Thanks for joining me again today. Scavenger hunt time. Must be the first Wednesday of the month. So it's our collage challenge again with our scavenger hunt. So our theme this time is music. Now, one day I'm going to be organised that I actually start scavenging prior to the day that I do the video. No, that'd be too easy. I come home from work, I grab at everything, and then I sit down, and then 2 days later I go, I've done the same again today. So next month maybe we'll work on it, but I can't guarantee I will. So, I've been running around for the last half an hour trying to find everything for my scavenger hunt. So, music, well, self-explanatory really, isn't it? So, I've pulled out I've pulled out my to-go pack of sheet music. I've got lots and lots of sheet music. I love sheet music. So I've got books and I've got bits and all the rest. This is my to-go pack. So it's got different ages, different sizes, some printed, digitals, all sorts of bits and pieces. So I've got all sorts of colours, bits and all the rest in that one. This is, of course, my collage book. I also have a piece of very old 2003 scrapbook paper that I've taken a corner out of course, and which I really, really like. And I've been hoarding it, so let's use that as well. We managed to do some last time. Some of this one. Oh, look, same sort of colours. So we're going to try again. I've also got some scrapbook paper that I've had for a while, which was an Australian company, Feature Art. I don't even know if they're still around, but I love their range, and they did a lot of different themes. This was their music theme, and I did know where I had it. They did have some card pack ones available as well with different pictures, but I can't find that. So we've got all sorts of bits and pieces to do with music on that one. We've got, I've got a darkroom door set with music and music quotes, things like that. And I pulled this one out and went, really like the keyboard. Keyboard's a bit small for here. So what I've just done, amongst that half hour, was I've just made one. So it's just a strip of copy paper, the same length or height as my book. I've then drawn lines every ½ inch, okay, to whatever they measure. Then it's not a real keyboard. I'm not a musician, so I don't know how keyboards are meant to go. And I noticed this one had 3, 2, 3, 2, so I started doing that, but got to the end, so we won't worry about that. These little guys are 1/4 inch wide by 1 1/4 long, and they're a blackish colour. And I just want to pop that straight down there. Okay, so I've got my keyboard. So that was taken straight off there. So thank you, Rachel, for this stamp, because I've just recreated it there, but I've got all the other ones. I've also got some other stamps. I've got a gramophone from that lot. I've got my cassette. Let's face it, we have to have a mixed 80s cassette. So that'll go on there. I've got some other scrapbook paper with musicy bits. I have that one as well with some records and some microphones and bits and pieces. Not certain how I'm going to do it. And then I did remember that I had a metal die of a drum kit. I have a husband that plays drums and a son who plays drums, so that's why I have this die. So I've just cut him out of the same paper, that brownie black, in the drum kit. So that's what I've got to work with. Okay, first things first, I want to pop a bit of, what I would have liked was the dancing couple, and I know I've got some somewhere, but I couldn't find it. So first things first, I want to pop some sheet music on this side that'll then have that going over it. So nice and easy. So I'm just going to pop the bigger pieces of those back there, and I want to go into the actual sheet music. And I know this is white, but I love some of these other colours. So we'll see what we've got in scraps, and I love that small one. So some are coffee dyed, some are just sitting there, So let's have a look at some of the originals and look at some colours. The originals are always so light in feel and they adhere and stick down so beautifully. So what I'm thinking is I might actually do it like so that I can get some of this in. So if I just want to roughly tear it. So you can see when they're original, old, beautiful sheets, they just tear so beautifully. You don't need your water brush, you don't need a ruler, you don't really need anything. But I want to lift that up so that I can have something going along there. And we might go down that way. Listen to that. Isn't that beautiful? Listen. Ah, just something about it. And you'll go down around about there. Round about. Let's see what we've got. So if that's going in there, is this one going to cover up some of that? Beautiful. Yes, that's what I'm looking at. So we're going to stick this guy down straight away. I'll just grab my gluey book. Going that way. Yes, going that way. So just with my... That's a bit yucky. And it's got a hair in it. There you go. Just with my glue stick. You don't want to push too hard because when they are old ones like this... Oh, there goes Bertha. It must be 5 o'clock. Yes. When they're old like these, they will tear, as you can see with that. So you don't want to go too hard with your glue stick. Just pop them down very lightly. I'm going to go around those bits. So it's not like me to use a light hand, but when you're working with these ones, you've really got to. Mind you, sometimes the tears in other spots that you didn't really mean look wonderful as well. And then watch that it doesn't stick to your glue book. So just roughly round about there, I'm thinking. I'm just going to push that down. Again, you've all seen me use my scraper. I tend not to with the older sheets. So we'll just sit that one straight down like that. And then we can glue down our keyboard. So if we glue our keyboard just straight down there so that it runs down that side as well. So we'll just grab another bit of glue and go from there. And those ones are done. And we've got our base of our page done already. So this time I will try and remember at the end, not only to count it, but to put down the number of what I've counted. I forgot all about that last time. All right, goes that way. So against the edge and up to that one. So this time I'll use my scraper just to make sure it's all nicely in. Go back that way. All right. Yep, that's just my page that hasn't stuck down properly. Right. So we've got the base for that side. I might do a base for this side as well, and then I can start decorating. But I want maybe different base. Let's have a look. That's just too much of a difference, isn't it? It does look good as a base, though. Ooh. Maybe we could have a torn bit that side with some of the... Or maybe we have the torn on that side. Have the lighter piece of... So go back in here and look for one of the lighter ones. So let's have a look. What about something like that? I don't know how wide they are. Yeah, they are. A frog. Read, no. Hang on. What have I found here? How can it be so hard? They're all just sheet music. Here's something a little bit different. And I reckon I've had this in here for a while. So let's... A polka. What do you reckon? Do we do a polka? Move those ones to the side. And maybe I'm thinking... Go that way this time. Go like that. So that I've still got all these down this side. Yes. So, about down there. I'm thinking to about that one. I'll take you there. See, this is just pure laziness. Can't even be bothered picking up a pair of scissors. Right, so you'll go on that side. We'll glue you back down. And that, I think, is at its end. I'll get rid of it. Right, that side. All right, see, look at that. I'm using something that I've had for ages and keep putting it aside thinking, oh, no, it's not right. It's not really my colour. I must coffee dye it and then just put it straight back in. So now these ones, I just want to lightly go over because I want all that grungy look, as in that torn. This is the way they are. Right, let's see how they go down. And I might have to play with the other glue later. But there, wasn't it? It is now. So we'll just push these ones down, squelch them in, and then I can always go back with the other glue and see what's sticking up once we're done. Yeah, I like how they're all sitting in like so. So with this one, I might sit this one on this side, which means I want it torn down there. What am I going to lose down this side? What do I want out of there? Should have grabbed 2 sheets because I think I've got like 20. I've got a thing of that. I've got a thing of that. I could use him instead of that one. That needs to go over there. I want to just tear that, and I want it roughly torn. Like so. Up to that one. But further down. Like that. That'll sit in there. Yep, that's looking all right for a double page spread. So, what have I lost? Okay, stick this one back down again. And then we can, now that we've got our bases down, we can actually start collaging over. Or for me, I'll collage over. You should know by now, this is how I do my collages. I'll start with my base and work, unless I'm doing a masterboard, and then of course it's just little bits by little bits to however I can fill up the page. But with my collage book, I like to put a base in and then work from there. Right, so here's my base. We've got our keyboard, our music, our different music, and our treble clefs, maybe. I'm not a musician, as I said. Say, I've got both a husband and a son who play drums, but this little black duck doesn't. Okay, so let's find all our bits and let's start. Oh, I also found these. This is a music stand, and that's a funky little one of those. So I quite like that, but I'm thinking I'll ink him to a really dark. I don't have my black here, I don't think. Yeah, I might ink him to a really dark and pop him up there. He'd look good up there. So I really wanted that, a dancing couple. But let's have a look. I can move that to the side. I'll move that to the side. We will very quickly cut out some of these now. And I want to stamp that. What do I want to stamp that onto? Do we all remember these? What would we have done without these? What would we have done? Oh, so many. Let's just see how it goes. I'll stamp that one out. Stamp it on that maybe. Let's have a look. Black. Most of our mixed tapes were black, weren't they? So, do I have my black here? No, I don't. Oh, I've got an archival. All right. I don't think I'm even in shot. Yes, I am. Kind of. Right. Grab my doobie. Thinking I want it a bit darker. This black is starting to wear out. And my good black is packed because I've got a class tomorrow, so. All right. That's a bit better. Just a little bit darker, and that's where we get the benefit with the stamping platforms. We can, especially when they're solid stamps like these, you will never get a perfect image with them. They will always have slight white bits. I'll bring it up so that you can see. Because what it is the air that gets caught between your stamp when it's coming down, because it's all this solid area. So you're getting air caught between here. So if you can go over it a couple of times, you'll get it darker each time. And that's where the stamping platforms come into their own. Oh, right, sit you back there. Sit you there. We will have to write on it that it's an 80s mixed tape, I think. So we'll cut around that one very quickly. If we can find the scissors. What do we make it a certain record? Oh, didn't we all used to have fun making our tapes? So, but we'll just make it a mixed. I think one of my first mixed tapes I did would have been about 79. And every time I purchased a record, I would then turn around and put them onto cassette as well, so that I had both. All right. What I'd like would be a bright red, but I don't think I've got a bright red in a pen here. So let's just have a look. Oh, I do have a little pencil case here. Golds and silvers only, and distress crayons. Unfortunately, I have to take my glasses off when I look down. Glasses for here, no glasses for there. All right, so up in this one, browns, I think. Let's go that brown then. So, oh, that was the light, sorry. So, 80s and mixed. Like that. Gotta be 80s. Right. That actually stamps out pretty well. So we've got that one. We've got that one. We've got a record. See, the kids of today are missing out on all of these sorts of things. No records, no CDs, no cassettes. It's all just on their phones and with their Spotify. How sad's that? Many hours missed out. All right. Oh. Don't you just love cutting out circles? All right, so we've got our record. I want this Beautiful. Now, whether I want him like so, I'm just going to debate about that at the moment. It might just be that I leave him on that sheet. So, and we have to have a guitar. Alright, so maybe I should have done all this fussy cutting before, but I wasn't quite certain whether I wanted to have it fussy cut or whether I wanted to leave them in the full sheet. So I'm thinking now that I've got my bases down that we want to just do some fussy cutting. It doesn't have to be perfect when you're fussy cutting. You know, I think too many of us fret over exactly how well our fussy cutting is. Fussy cutting can be fun. Or it is for me anyway. So just, and if you're worried about how well it's come out, ink your edges. It takes the eye away from wonkiness. Alright, so there's our guitar. We better have a guy playing guitar. He'll be nice and easy to cut out. What else do we need in music? I've got a gramophone there that we can stamp out. I could actually probably stamp him on the sheet. So these ones have actually got a white border going around them. So what I'm doing is I'm going round the white border to give me that as well. So that then it doesn't look like it has to be perfect. If I'm dead on the black and I cut a little bit in and his guitar handle ends up really wonky, really thin, it shows up more than if I've just gone round the white edge. So going around, and as you can see, they don't take that much time to actually cut around. You just don't think too much. Just swizzle your paper around. Keep turning your paper. Right, get rid of that. And I might go just a little bit up in here. I'm not going to go right up to that other area. Just in here. Right, so what else did I say I wanted? I wanted my gramophone, which I'm thinking of actually just stamping on here somewhere. It can just be a background in there. Oh, I don't reckon I've ever used this. You know I never clean my stamps. He would have been used once because he's been stamped on that. So, right. So I need a block. I need that size block, so I'm just going to turn this around that way. And that should have enough softness under there. I'm going to turn him that side. I'm going to actually use fallen leaves for this because it's more into these colours. And again, if he doesn't turn out perfect, I'm not overly concerned because there'll be other things going on with him. What way? That way? So I'll give him a good push. Ah, look at that. Spot on. Spot on. Just wipe that so I don't get it all over my fingers. Move him back to there. And I do want this bit in there. So we might just, while we've got the stamping block out, we might just take that. You'll notice with this one, what I've done just makes it a little bit easier for you. I grab my ruler right here. So when you get something like this, which is just wording, and you're actually stamping it onto something, not something that you're going to cut out, you need it straight. But when you turn it around, you can't really see just how straight they are. What I do is I'll find a line where my words are, set my ruler there, and then put that line there and there so that I can rule that line across so that then I know that I've got a straight edge here. This is the straight part for my wording, so that when I put it on a block, or if I put it on my little stamping platform, if I set that there like that, I know that my stamp is on there straight. Make sense? Just a little tip for you if you're going to stamp them directly onto something. Most times with these sorts of ones, I will stamp them onto something else, tear around them and stick them on, which is what I'm going to do now. What I want is something to stamp it onto. So if I go back to my music sheets, let's have a look. That's Fantasia. What I want is one of the ones with music but not much music. Does that make sense? Music but not much music. But a lighter music so that I can see the wording over it. I know what I mean. Let's have a look. That's all actually scrapbook paper. Not those ones. That might be too much writing. Ah, look at that. Well, that's going to work in something, isn't it? So it's surprising what you actually find when you start looking. Just for me. I know what I want. I know what I want. What about my little one? Two. Oh, here we go. Let's just see it on that. I'll move it to the side. And what if we do it in a different colour? We pick out one of these sorts of colours so that it stands out a little bit more. So colour-wise, let's have a look. Put our stamping mat down because that'll work with this one. And I'm not going to use the fallen leaves. Let's see if we can find something just a little bit brighter. What's that? Stream. That might work. And then it'll show up over these. If I go there and I go in like that. So we'll do this in stream, which will just give it a little bit of a pop and add some colour, which hopefully will pick out these. So it's not this bright blue, but it's more into the bluey turquoise tonings. I don't necessarily want it so that it's dead on a bar or anything else. All right, let's see what we've got. How's that? So if we just then tear around that, and I'll pull out the water brush for this one. Move some of my mess. Oh my girls, you all know about my mess. All right, and if we just go around, we can work out how we want this torn. Like so. Unfortunately, some coated papers just don't like the water. Here we go. All right, there it is. Like that. That's all right. Happy with that. So, and I'm going to pull out some of that. Oh, I get in so much mess when I get in so much mess anyway, but when we're collaging, oh my word. So in which case, that might look nice done in that stream as well, mightn't it? A drum kit. My gramophone. And my music stand, wherever we put it, will be there somewhere. All right, did anybody see what happened to my music stand? Yep, it's all right, I found it. How's that looking? That's a me-type collage, isn't it? So I'm thinking stream for that one. So let's just grab a piece of scrap so that I can do it here. Are you there? Yep, that one. And what I'll do, I might just pat it on to start with. And then I can go as light or as dark. I can use a brush, I could use a blending tool, any of those, but I'm just going to pat it on because sometimes you don't need all the tools. And this way I can just, it helps when your ink pad is a nice wet ink pad. It does take a little bit longer to dry, but I'm quite happy with that. I've got a little bit more on that section. So I'm now tipping more onto this corner of the ink pad. It gives us this lovely blotchy look. All right, so that's that stream. All right, and in there I've got that one. That's that one. I bring that back down like so, and I sit that up there like that. Yes, goes in with that. And I'm thinking with this one, I'd like something brighter in these oranges or this green. Thinking this green. So I'll just grab a clean one of those, which are all actually the papers out of the rest of this where I've torn them out to glue my papers together. So we'll get rid of Extreme and we might use, I haven't got my distress inks here. So we will have a look at, got Citrus. These are just in my Adirondack ones, and I've got Meadow. So let's do a combination of those. It's just play. You never know until you play. So we're going to do the same sort of thing. Citrus should be nice and bright. It's actually looking quite like that now. So I just want that blotchy effect. I don't want a full covered effect. Let's have a look at that against it. See how it's now standing out? Happy with that. We might put a little bit of Meadow on there and see just how dark that Meadow. No, Meadow's a bit too dark, I'm thinking. She says as she still keeps putting it on there, you know, just give it a little bit of a look. I've got a bit of a paper towel here. And while that's still wet, I'm just going to blend them in together with my paper towel. See, you don't need too many tools. You can work with what you've got. Get yourself some inks, play around, paper towel. Okay, so see how well that stands out now? Happy with that one? Right, so I'm going to start sticking these down. I'll move that drum kit before I lose him, and he'll go back into that. That one can be stuck down because my drum kit, I'm thinking, will go there. So put this one down that way, and we'll go with the normal liquid glue. Check to see that that's coming out. Haven't used it for a little while. Oh no, she's solid. Right. There it is. And up there. And Cumin. Right. And that. I knew I'd use this music stand for something. It was one that was already pre-cut. And I kept thinking, oh, I'm sure I'll use it for something. There you go. Who would have thunk it? It was pretty, but I just didn't know what it was that I would actually use it for. So there you go. See, just proves, never throw anything away. Oh, that's sad, isn't it? As if we need reminding, don't throw anything away. What did I just do with my tweezers? I don't know. Alright, there's that one. That's in. Now we might stick in the other one that we've inked up. Which was that one. Don't know if that's dry yet. Yes. Alright. You can see I've pulled, I don't know if you can. You can see I've already pulled this off something where I've had it on something else and then decided I didn't like it. Pulled it off and kept it aside. Right, this one's a bit more fiddly to adhere in. I could just use my glue stick, but again, I'm a bit heavy-handed when I'm using my glue stick, and I just know that if I ran the glue stick over that, I would tear half of that off. Simple as that. And I'll put the lid back on that before I go any further. And we might have to use the tweezers for this one. Push that down. Right, so there's that one. She says it wasn't dry. It wasn't dry. Oh well. Oh well. Them's the breaks. Alright. I like that, but I don't. Alright. So I've got stamps, I've got my keyboard, I've got that, I've got that. It needs something else, doesn't it? It really needs something else. Charms, music. I had ribbon with the music on it. I had ribbon with the music on it. Ribbon. Hang on. And I think that's just over here. Whether that's in my little stash here or what I've done with it, I'm not quite certain. These are all my little off-cut pieces that just tend to sit here and I chuck as I go. Oh, no, it's all right. It's sitting beside it. Look. Look, look, look. Don't like him there. And now all I'm doing is playing around because nothing's working. Happier with that, actually. Happier with that. Yeah, I can't do it. I'm gonna... Oh, I've got my record there too. I'm gonna have to ink around that. Hopeless. Hopeless, hopeless, hopeless. I do have my music. My record. Alright, let's just stick this one in. This time we'll use the fabric glue. And hope that it goes straight. I don't normally, I was going to say I don't normally stick it onto the fabric. So we might just go here so that it's around about that big, isn't it? It is now. Make sure we go up the right way. Fancy it having birdies on it. I don't even know where I got it from. I found it in my drawers the other week and went, oh yeah, we'll use that. We'll put that on something. And it was still sitting on my desk. There you go. Right. This one can be. I'm just going to glue. We'll glue and see what we've got. We've got extras sitting here. So now we're back to the glue stick. We're nice and quick. We can get all those ones knocked out. Right. I know I've got tissue. Oh, I do too, actually. Thought of something else. That'll fill it in. Going that way. Hang on. Looky, over here I've got tissue. I think I've got tissue paper with music notes on it. Sure I did. Maybe not. What would I have had it in? It's just one of those thoughts, and I thought, oh, I know what I've got, but I don't. Do have lots of stamps. I want to stay away from more stamps because they're just the same old. Put you in here, you in there. Stick this one down first. Start counting. Have we started counting? Anybody worked it out on me yet? Here's my favourite. My mixed 80s tape. That one is definitely my favourite. Right, so. We've got a record. Microphone. So I've got sheet music. Both of those would be classed as one. I've got a keyboard. That's 2. Triple clef. 3. Music stand. 4. Ribbon. 5. Microphone. 6. Guitar. 7. Drums. 8. Record. 9. Quote. 10. Gramophone. 11. Is that correct? I don't know. Is that correct? I honestly don't know. Is that all? I remember Linda's first one. And she had what? 35? And 11's a boring number to write in. So I need at least one more. Don't I? So we don't want to just put down 11. So maybe we need more. I don't know. I'm out every time I count it. Obviously, not good at maths. Why are you not coming out today? Why? Why? Don't know. It's been so good since I got my little handy thing on it. Maybe it's the weather. I don't know what I've done. I've done something anyway. So, it's going in there. And it's sitting on that. So I don't know. No. Now you're out. Little dots, Kylie. Little dots. Gently. You know. Just smooth. Gently. Right. Clear that. Put that on there. find those again. Right. And drum kit. What else do we need? Is everything stuck down? And the best way to tell that is to pick it up and give it a shake. You'll soon find out if everything's stuck or not. Right. So we said what? 11. 1. I've got scrapbook paper. So scrapbook paper, sheet music, that's 2. Ribbon, 3. Gramophone, 4. Microphone, 5. Guitar, 6. I don't know whether I can count that as 2. Cassette, 7. Record, 8. Treble clef, 9. Quote, 10. Drum kit, 11. Keyboard, 12. So that's 12. That's 12. What about some words? See, I would like to put those in, but I don't have any other words. So, notes, piano, that would go as one thing, just words, wouldn't they? Let's have a look. Let's quickly do this. What are we up to? 45. We've got a couple of minutes left and then we're done. So, let's take out piano. And keep our fingers crossed that it's not notes on the other side. So, there's piano. And I had notes down here. So that makes 13, doesn't it? Because we'll class these ones as 1. Because they're wording, apart from the quote. And I didn't grab any of my pianola paper. I didn't have any flattened at the time. So I've got notes, I've got piano. Probably should have done that in that green. Oh, too late now. Let's try. Let's try. Oh, it's probably a good thing I've just come home from work and I'm heading for a shower shortly. My hands are now filthy. So, before I cook tea for everybody. Yeah, green. So, piano can go on that side. It doesn't have to go on that side, does it? What do I do with that? So that's 13. That one's a better number. Notes. Piano. What do you reckon? That one was fuller. Fuller. That was the last one. That was all the postal one. So now we've got this one, which is music. You can tell that at a glance. It's music. Can't you? Right, so we need some numbers, assorted numbers, and we'll make... No, not stamps. I want my numbers, as in these ones. So we need 13. Too big. Too done. Let's have a look. It needs to be done in these sorts of ones. I've got a 1. I've got no 3s left. Of course. No, oh yes, I've got a 1 and a 3 in that lot. What other ones have I got? When in doubt, pull out the rest. You know how I love these numbers. So, you're about the same. Right, I know there's going to be nothing else left in that. Oh, small ones. Here we go. Let's go the small ones. And they've got a little bit of red and tinged on them where I've grunged them up. So, and 3, about that 3. So these are just my grunged ones like I do. So you'll find I've got a video in my, I think it's my crafts, Ghosts of Crafts Past. I think they're in that for all our old numbers and alphabets and all the rest, and our old stickers that we've got on how to grunge all these up. So 13, all done and dusted. I will pop in the description a link to a lot of the other contributors for our scavenger hunt. And until next month, I hope you're scavenging too. Thanks, girls. Bye.